Former Governor Chris Christie has voiced serious concerns about a burgeoning international alliance involving Iran, China, North Korea, and Russia. In a recent statement, he underscored the urgency of supporting Ukraine as a counterbalance to Russian aggression and to curtail President Vladimir Putin's expansionist ambitions. Christie's assessment of the situation is grounded in the belief that the emergence of this alliance, comprising countries with differing ideologies but shared geopolitical interests, poses a significant challenge to global stability. He contends that it is imperative for the United States to provide military support to Ukraine to deter further Russian encroachments in the region. One of the central points in Christie's critique is his dissatisfaction with the foreign policy strategies of former President Donald Trump, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and conservative commentator Ramaswamy. He argues that their optimism, as seen in their reaction to a recent meeting between Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un, is misguided. Christie implies that they underestimate the extent to which Putin is committed to strengthening ties with China and North Korea, characterizing these leaders as committed communists. Christie's reference to Putin's history as a former KGB operative underscores his belief that the Russian president is well versed in covert strategies and is adept at pursuing geopolitical objectives. The former governor's overarching concern is that this alliance, driven by shared interests and a desire to challenge the global dominance of the United States and its allies, could pose a formidable threat to international peace and security. To address this threat, Christie calls for a foreign policy approach that is both tough and intelligent, even if it means aligning with nations that have differing political ideologies. Central to Christie's vision for an effective foreign policy is the arming of Ukrainians to enable them to push back against Russian aggression. He argues that this would not only protect Ukraine but also send a resounding message to China, North Korea, and Iran that the United States and its allies stand united against any attempts to dominate the world and harm their interests. Lastly, Christie underscores his opposition to the release of funds to Iran, signaling that a hypothetical Christie administration would never consider providing $6 billion to the Iranian regime. This stance reflects his commitment to a foreign policy approach that prioritizes the interests and security of the United States and its allies. In summary, Chris Christie's concerns about the emerging alliance of Iran, China, North Korea, and Russia highlight the complexities of contemporary geopolitics. His call for robust support for Ukraine, criticism of certain foreign policy approaches, and emphasis on a strong and intelligent foreign policy strategy serve as a reflection of his views on safeguarding the interests and security of the United States and its allies in an ever-evolving global landscape.